In one of our last videos, I spoke about urges and bodily sensation being the most basic and primitive part of human nature. Urges arise when physical sensations interact with the body and cause it to respond. From here, I would actually want to discuss the next higher aspect of human nature that arouse from sensation, which is feelings. But first, let me spend a little more time today discussing the structure of the brain, and we'll continue with feelings in the next video. Why? Because by looking at the brain, you can easily see and recognize how human nature emerged and how it is structured. Remember when I talked about the two ways of experiencing reality? Objectivity and subjectivity? Objectivity is related to anything that we can perceive with our senses. So the world of visible stuff, the world of matter. Subjectivity is related to our inner experience, our consciousness that experiences their sensations, feelings and thoughts. By having a look at the brain structure, we approach reality from the objective side. You can look at the grey matter of the brain, its nerve cells, and the electrical and chemical processes that take place inside it. However, by taking the objective approach, all you're going to find in the brain is nerve cells, electrical blips, and some chemistry. You're not going to experience someone else's consciousness by just dissecting and analyzing their brains. So apart from your own inner experience, the world of consciousness seems to be inaccessible to any objective research. So why bother exploring the physical brain structure in search of explanations on human nature? Well, because subjective and objective realities, although distinct in their own ways, are somehow connected and intertwined with each other in certain ways, and subjective processes are paralleled and caused by objective phenomena, like our thoughts being mediated by electrical impulses in the nerve cells. So having said that, by analyzing the objective side of the brain, we can draw some interesting conclusions about the impacts on our subjective experience. Whew, wanna take a break here, huh? Let's move on. So what is so special about the structure of the brain? All you need to know is its threefold division: the reptilian brain, the emotional center, and the logical cortex. Yes, I'm simplifying here a bit because you could spend hours talking about this stuff. And I want to focus on the essentials only. So the brain consists of three main parts. The most basic part is located at the bottom of the brain mass. It includes the cerebellum, brainstem, and the reptilian brain, which altogether regulate vital functions and processes which don't require thinking, such as eating, breathing, resting, etc. The brain is the inner core, anchored by the brainstem. The functions here happen automatically and without any conscious effort. The second part is the limbic system, responsible for emotions and feelings. These are more complex brain structures that let us feel. This part of the brain evolved around the existing older brain system. The third and most advanced part of the brain, the grey matter of neocortex, is what makes us human. It makes up 85% of our brain weight and provides us with the ability to speak, think, learn, remember, and perceive the way we humans do. The question now is, why am I telling you this? Well, to know that the brain is structured this way gives you some clues about human nature. The primitive reptilian brain is where all the aggressive and lustful impulses come from. It is the primitive part of our nature that deals with survival and body issues. This part can be found in animals, and it's the most fundamental layer that makes an organism function. Emotions and feelings develop at a later stage and make emotional life possible. Emotionality deals with social relationships among animals and humans on an individual and collective level. Finally, the neocortex, the biggest portion of the brain, makes intellectual, logical, mindful life possible, an organ that enables abstract thinking and reasoning. It's the neocortex that distinguishes us from animals and makes us human. Those three complexes of human nature influence each other at all times, and in this way create the complex human experience that consists of sensations, emotions, and thoughts in their indefinite number of mixes. It's also clear from this that there is an objective hierarchy with regards to human nature. Some behaviors derive from more primitive parts, other behaviors originate in more advanced parts of the human brain. Therefore, it's totally legitimate to call some behaviors primitive, while others to call more sophisticated and advanced, which should absolutely have an impact on how we formulate the society's ethical and moral principles. So, what would be the concrete examples? Well, whenever you think for yourself and try to make reasonable conclusions, you use the most advanced part of your brain. Thus, thinking and conceptualizing is a sophisticated activity. Whenever you act out of fear or an emotional impulse, you use the more primitive part of the brain. Whenever you deal with bodily functions or sexuality, you use the most basic part of human nature. There is no moral judgment implied in these matters. Nature knows no right and wrong, only cause and effect. All these three areas of the brain are important and vital to human development. It's just important to realize that some are more advanced than others. And as the more advanced parts develop, the less influence the primitive parts affect on you as you develop. Awesome stuff! We got through it. We covered sensations and urges in the previous video. Today we explored the objective side of things by analyzing the brain. Finally, we're going to explore the world of consciousness in the following videos. Let's begin with emotions. Stay tuned for the next video.
Once again.